Hey guys, welcome back to Once Over Wrestling. My name is Doc. This is my wife, Kaz. Kaz.
Yeah.
It's so hot in here
I
right
know.
now.
It's so hot.
So hot. Thanks for joining us, guys. We are back to give you guys a once-over of 205 Live and NXT. But before we do, if you guys could hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell to let you know when we upload new videos, and hit the share button, share it with your friends. We'd love to hear what you guys thought about these shows. So leave us a comment. You could do it on this video, or you could check us out on social media. I'll leave a link to our Twitters in the description. Kaz.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this quickly because it's hot.
It's hot. It's cooler in here than it is in the other rooms.
That's true.
205 Live.
Let's do it.
Yeah, what do you think of 205 Live?
I thought the last match was good.
What was the first match?
The first match was Lucha House Party. It was Lince Dorado versus Drew Gulak with Brian Kendrick, the Brian Kendrick out on the side. No, yes. Jack Gallagher, because he is in the UK tournament.
He is.
So they had a match, and it was, the story of this match was that Drew Gulak has beaten Kalisto, he's beaten Grand Metalik, and now he's wrestling Lince Dorado. It was a fine match, right? It was all right.
It's kind of more of the same, what we've been seeing a lot of the last few weeks.
Yeah, it is. Drew Gulak versus Kalisto, Drew Gulak versus Grand Metalik, Drew Gulak versus Lince Dorado, all pretty much the same match. Mm-hmm. They're not bad matches. They're just, it's all kind of the same thing.
And it was Drew Gulak versus Lince Dorado last week, too, right?
Was it?
With the tights. Remember the whole tights issue?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was. So, yeah, I guess this was a rematch. Yeah. But anyways, it was
a fine match. At one point, Brian Kendrick helps Drew out by putting his leg up on the ropes and stuff. But then, and then
he's trying to get the crowd to chant for Drew.
Yeah. But ultimately, in the end, Lince taps out.
Yes, to the Dragon Sleeper.
Yep.
The Gulak.
Uh-huh. There's a bit backstage where Hideo Itami talks to Drake Maverick. TJ...
As long as he's respected.
Yes. He said that word a lot.
He says it a lot. TJP comes out, and he's sort of cutting a promo on Drake Maverick and how he's a bad general manager. He wants bigger challenges, but he's got to face a jobber, an enhancement talent. But he walks into the ring and he calls him, I can't remember what he says, but he's like, do you think you deserve to wrestle me? So he calls him a name, and then he hits him in the mouth with the mic, and the guy starts to say something. He's like, no, and he starts talking again. But the jobber ends up punching him.
Yeah. And
so TJP locks in a knee bar almost immediately. The match never starts.
It's over before it starts.
Yep.
We find out we will be seeing Lio Rush next week.
Oh man!
And then we had the main event.
Yep.
Hideo Itami versus Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali.
Triple threat
match.
Yep. This was a fun match.
It was a good match.
Really long.
Yeah. I could watch Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy wrestle all the time.
Yeah, they're both really, really good. Very entertaining match. Lots of cool spots. The action always kind of slowed down when Hideo got involved, which, that's kind of his style.
It's his style.
But it also just changes the pace of the match.
It does. It's so good when it's just Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, you're kind of cruising, it's like boom, boom, boom. They're doing stuff, and then Hideo gets involved, and then it's just sort of a clubbing forearm, and then walk around the ring for a little bit, and then a kick, and then walk around the ring for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But anyways, it all ends with
Hideo Itami took the cover off the turnbuckle.
Yes, exactly. Buddy Murphy's been laid out. He's outside the ring. Mustafa Ali gets in, and there's that sort of moment where it looks like maybe he's not going to hit the turnbuckle, and he does a weird roll up onto Hideo, but then Hideo kicks out and it puts him into the turnbuckle, the middle one, right?
Bottom one.
No, he hits the middle one first, and then he's laying there. His head is right against the exposed turnbuckle. And that's when he does a running missile drop kick into his head, which is up against the exposed turnbuckle, and gets the pin.
Yep. So Hideo Itami wins, which means we have to watch him wrestle more.
We do. He is going to wrestle Cedric, right?
Is he?
I mean, this is for the number one
Wouldn't
contender.
It have been fun to watch like Mustafa Ali or Buddy Murphy wrestle Cedric.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a lot of Mustafa and Cedric wrestling each other, which is good.
Buddy
It's
Murphy,
always good.
That would have been fine.
Buddy Murphy would have been a good, hard-hitting match as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they
We'll
go
see
with
what
the
happens.
story. I mean, really, there's not a whole lot of meat on the bones of Hideo Itami in terms of character. It's just respect. And
He said he wanted respect about 50 times during this last match.
yeah. So anyways, that was 205 Live.
205 Live?
How many pancakes are you going to give it? Pancakes out of 5.
3. I'll give it 3.
Yeah. 5. I'll give it a 2.5.
Okay. It's fair.
I
All right.
really liked that last match, but the rest of it was sort of
Yeah. I agree. NXT.
NXT, 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 NXT. This was part show and part recap show
Yeah.
from Chicago, TakeOver Chicago. And the matches that we saw were all taped at TakeOver Chicago, but they waited and aired them for this show.
And there were only 2 of them
Yeah.
because everything else was recap.
Yes. So where do we start?
Well, it starts off with Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair.
Yes. Team Kick. This is an okay match.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. They're both pretty good. How did it end? Bianca Belair
She wins.
wins.
don't
She hits.
remember
I can't
her.
remember the name of her move. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay match.
I like Dakota Kai.
She did that part. It was a little late, but she went for the pin on Dakota. And when the ref counted 2 is when she took her forearm and kind of like bent
pushed her
Dakota's
face down.
out of the way. So yeah, she's a heel.
She is. The rest of the show up until the end was all recap. All the different matches
Yep.
from NXT TakeOver.
Yeah, lots
Which
of
you can
backstage
go over
segments.
if you want to.
No.
Yeah, lots of backstage interviews and whatnot about how do you feel about the results.
Yeah.
But the last match was War Raiders
Easy
versus,
for you to say.
I know, right? Versus the Mighty.
Yes. So they were TMDK, then they were TM61 or 61. Now they're just the Mighty. So TMDK stood for the Mighty Don't Kneel.
I didn't know that.
And so now they're just the Mighty. Dude, this was a good match. War Raiders are good. I think Warbeard Hansen is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was a good match.
There's a sequence, like a fast sequence that he does, and he ends up like evading. I can't remember if it was Nick Miller or Shane Thorne, but he ends up evading with like a cartwheel.
I love his cartwheels.
cartwheel
He does a
over.
cartwheel every time, pretty much.
Yeah.
His cartwheels are the best.
Yeah.
He's not the size person that you
No.
generally imagine doing a cartwheel.
Yeah, and he does a suicide dive through the ropes. Yeah, that's always one of those moves that when you see him do it, it's just like,
Are you gonna make it?
this could go poorly.
You're a big dude.
But anyways, the War Raiders win. They hit their leg drop off of the top rope and get the pin. And yeah, good match. War Raiders are going to be good, man. Like, I wish they're already good. I wish they were up on the main roster. I wish more people knew about them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they're good. How many pancakes?
I mean, it's just a recap show. TakeOver Chicago was amazing. So they're recapping one of, my favorite matches this year. So that was cool, but I've already seen it. So I'll give it a 2. 2 pancakes.
Yeah, I was going to say like 3 because the matches we watched were good, but there were only 2 of them and they weren't very long.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
rest-
fine.
It was just filler.
Yeah. All right. I'll give it 3. I'll go from 2 to 3.
You don't have to change your vote.
I know.
You stick to your guns.
Well, sometimes my guns are wrong.
What
Right?
if mine are wrong?
Well, if both of our guns are wrong, what are we going to do? No. So there you go. That is your once over of NXT and 205 Live. Again, if you guys could leave us a comment, tell us what your guys' thoughts were on those shows. Leave us a comment on this video, or like I said, hit us up on social media. I'll leave links to Twitter. If you guys could hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell, and share it with a friend, that'd be amazing. So, Kazza, unless you have anything else, all right, we will see you guys for the Friday 4.
Oh, yeah.